Many people talk about the concept of Gilgul, reincarnation and so on and so forth. And, they do something bad in this world, they go to the upper world, they come back again, on and on and on and on. People like it very much because it gives people an outlet to avoid doing the right thing now and actually fixing what they're doing the right thing now. People don't understand what does it also mean eternity, to have things forever. Chazal tell us that every person is a world by himself. It's a whole universe. We create our own thoughts. We create our own reality. Each one of us has his own reality. The way you see things, the way you experience things. In other words, you create a world that is called you. There was a song in the 80s, "We are the world." This is, each one of us is a world. And that world gets evaluated as a total sum. When we say, this world is bad, this world is good, this world is how, based on what you made it to be. In other words, when you say the world is bad, means that something bad is in you because you are the world. I know many people say the world is good. So is the world good or the world bad? The world is you. Depends on what you make it to be. And one needs to understand that once you are gone, once you die, this world dies with you. There's nothing left of it. Your feelings, your perspectives, your outlooks, and so on. And this is, by the way, the greatest fear of people, that they don't want to acknowledge, and that's why they do what they do, so that could be remembered forever. They're afraid to die. They're afraid to be forgotten. You might have a hawkish leader, like argument's sake, like Ariel Sharon, and once gets into power, doesn't want to be remembered as one, and therefore he does the complete opposite, and he turns 180 degrees, and he does the opposite. Menachem Begin is the other thing, Rabin, all these people. And sometimes the motivation to get into power stems from the fear to be forgotten, so that drives them like possessed people to do and to reach and to become the top politicians they want to be, because they're afraid to be forgotten. They want to create an illusion. They don't really care about the world. They care about themselves and how they're going to be forgotten. But once you die, you're gone. It's forgotten. You don't see so many people all of a sudden, even though they're still alive, well, let's say, argument's sake, talk about George Bush anymore. Kind of forgotten. Regardless that nobody really talks so much about Nixon or Lyndon Johnson anymore. When was the last time you heard two people engage in a conversation regarding Lyndon Johnson? Therefore, this world is it. And this world lives in the now. Once you die, you go to the next world. And over there, things are measured different. Since this world is it, the only place that you can fix what you do is in this world. You could, after you die, there's nothing you can do to change it. So the whole concept of coming back in the Gilgul, or come and fix it again, you're not going to fix anything. And first of all, you're not coming back either. Because what you did, because the next time you're going to come, if you're going to come, is going to be a new world, with new reality, with new feelings, with new this. It's not going to be, it's never going to come back again. The same thing is, you can never leave the past. People are living in the past. You can't live the past. You can't bring it back. Therefore, the moment for you to change is now. The problem is that once I did something bad, it stays forever. Since I cannot undo what I did. I can't go, for example, Chas v'sholom, if I insulted you, I can go back now and uninsult you. It's not a delete button. I can't go on the top menu and press undo. It's done. That's called being aware of what is going on. When you go to the other world, that's a different case. Whatever happens there, happens there. Whatever happens here, happens here. You can't carry this over. And the place and your actions are going to be determined here. At the end of your life, they're going to make a total sum of your life. And I said, this is what it is. This is how this guy was, based on what you described the world. Good world, bad world, good place, bad. All the words that you see, it's really a reflection of what happens to you internally. I'm not saying be an illusionist, see something that happened and say it's not there. Be a realist. But it's a reflection. The words that come out of your mouth are a reflection of yourself inside. So how do I prevent myself? So you have to understand, once I did something bad, it's there, it stays there. This is, by the way, a concept that the Rambam deals with it as well. The Mishnah, the Gemara deals with it. There are certain actions. The Yom Kippurim Mechaper would atone. There are certain things that you will carry it over, and your death will atone for it. In other words, it will stay there forever. There are certain things that will never be atoned. So how do I prevent myself from going into this lose-lose situation? There's one thing you have to understand. You come into this fork in the road. Based on the decisions that you make, we all know what is good and what's bad. We all know what to do or not to do. We all know if there's something that we should be doing or something that we should not doing. So when you come to this fork in the road, when you come to this intersection, you need to decide the right thing. And then you end up doing the right thing. If you decide wrong, that's it. It's finished. If I would raise my hand and slap him right now, can I take my hand back? What do you think? Life is a movie. The pain is there, the sound is there, the impact is there. It can't be. If I said, listen, I'm sorry, I was wrong. Please forgive me. I slapped you on the face. Now you have it's radiating heat over there. What can I do now? Take the pain again? What am I supposed to do? It was done already. The fact that I'm saying I'm sorry and it says fine, I'll forgive you, means that he would not take further actions on that. But I cannot undo what I did. So how do I prevent it? I need to think before I act. I need to think before I act. I need to make sure that I'm making the right decision all the time. I need to evaluate the situation, be aware of the situation that I am at, and evaluate how I'm going to act. Sometimes you need to be like water, right? And what happens with water? It can either crash or it can flow. Water, when it comes ground, crushes down like a waterfall. Or it can flow. When you are always put the I inside of your actions, sometimes that I would fail you. I is a number. I is a number. And that becomes an obstacle. If I remove the I, the needs, well, what do you mean, I should do this? If you remove this, not a problem. Things will go. There's no more obstacles. There's no challenges in terms of there's no enemy, there's no conflict. That's the secret of Moshe Rabbeinu. That was able to diminish and destroy the sense of the importance of the I. That's why Moshe Rabbeinu was a Moshe Rabbeinu. But the problem comes when, why should I do that? I am entitled. I feel like it. I know better. You know, it's like in Israel, every time you hurt the kid or you pinch and go, "Aye!" I don't know what you do in America. What do you say? Ow. Ow. Okay, so it's a Saturn accent of I. Right? I, ow. Sounds the same. In other words, that I will cause you pain. I'm not saying, again, have no self-esteem. But don't have self-importance. I'll give you an example to what do I mean. If you want to create art, and we explained to you this before, if you're going to create art because you think that you are an artist, and says, I am an artist, you're never going to be able to create art. You need to create a vacancy in which the art would flow through it. If you ever created anything, and you will be honest with yourself, you'll know that every time you feel importance, your art would suffer. It would flow. Every time you let go, it would flow. I am a good pianist, so therefore, you're not going to play good. It does not mean I am a bad pianist. I am a player. I just let go, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu lets the music flow. Not only you'll be able to do so, you'll be able to create as well. Whether it's painting, or playing a piano. But one has to remember the choice is always there in front of him. To do the right thing, to do the wrong thing. To do the right thing, tov vera. Tov vera are together all the time for you to choose. Am I doing the right thing or doing the wrong thing? You know it. You know exactly what's right and what's wrong at any given moment. And if there is a moment that you don't know what's right and what's wrong, what do? Chachamim tells us, Shev ve'al ta'aseh, stop. Have somebody clarify it for you until you know to distinguish between Tov, between Ra. But don't think you're going to go up there and you're going to be able to change things. That's not. The time to change is now, in this world, right now, right here. And whatever you did, you have to fix. And that you have to remember. So don't wait for miracles to happen in the other world, that all of a sudden you're going to come. You know exactly where you're standing. You know exactly what you do and how you choose. In other words, I'm trying to increase your awareness that you have control over your faith. And as such, don't blame others. And it doesn't make a difference if you started to learn Gemara, for example, when you're 50 years old, or you started to learn Gemara when you're 5 years old. The question is, are you learning or you're not learning? And if you're learning, there's no time to prove anything to anyone. It's time to learn. And you're learning, even if you're 50 and your teacher is 5. You don't know, you learn. Because you made yourself to learn. If you want to do mitzvot, you do mitzvot. You don't make cheshbonot, you do mitzvot. If you want to go to work, you go to work. You look for work, you'll find it. If you want to work and you don't look for work, you're never going to come to you. That's the way it works. In other words, when we say, Harotzet Arav, Yavo Elav. It's a little different. If you want the rabbi, who has to come? Harotzet Arav, he wants the rabbi, Yavo Elav. Who will come to who? So according to Eastern philosophy, what do we say? When the student is ready, the master will come, right? We said no. Even though you say, Harotzet Arav, if you want the rabbi, if you want to learn, right, you could say the rabbi will come to you. No. You have to go to him. By you coming to learn, you show that you are dismantling yourself and showing the willingness to learn. That you have to remember. Because he will come to you, to your doorstep. If you're not willing to learn, you're not going to learn. And if you're willing to learn, you're going to learn zero. It doesn't mean point. It doesn't mean full stop. It doesn't mean that you're going to learn with conditions. Nobody's stopping you from learning. To the point that Chazal tells us that even Sichat Chulin Shel Chachamim, even when Talmidei Chachamim talk about the stock market, that also is worth listening, because that's also Torah. Because you learn how to deal with things like that. So if you have a rabbi talking to another rabbi about politics, you should see how did they evaluate the situation. Don't say, Rabbi, we need to learn Gemara. And that is something you need to remember. And the time to act is now. The way you see the world is the way you are. You see good about people, that's because the lens inside of you reflects good. You always see bad about people, means this is how your lens is tinted. That's why I don't want to deal with politics and so on and so forth, because it tints me. And if you're a Ben Torah that always deals with politics and spends more time sending emails about politics, about this, about that, I really doubt if you are worthwhile to be called a Ben Torah. You're not really there. Because if you're Ben Torah, if you want to learn, Torah will come to you all the time. If you have nothing to say, don't say it. And if you want to say Divrei Torah. That's the rule. And if you have no Divrei Torah to say, either go to learn or don't say anything. So Rabotai, we hold the key. We hold the key to the quality of our lives. And we must understand that there are consequences to be paid to our actions, even here in this world. And the immediate consequences for this act, for the actions that we did in this world, besides, if you're lucky, you get some punishment in this world, the consequences will be in the quality of your life. So if your quality of your life is not there or it's down, look at the quality of you. The quality of your life will be determined by the quality of yourself and by the quality of your actions, because we are the world. Have a good day.